Well, there it is. I missed it. I only found that because I was editing this video, and I saw where this bullet bounced to, and there it is. The 30 caliber, 170 grain nozzle partition bullet from some Federal Premium factory loads for the 30-30 Winchester. And I shot all this carnage yesterday in a video to create a video that you're never going to see, because I had, you're talking about frustrated last week. Well, I'm really frustrated this week because this is my failure, and it again involves my camera, and I just can't get the focus and the exposure to stabilize and get this pulsing thing. But anyway, you don't want to know all about that. You don't know the last 18 hours about tracking speed and focus speed and contrast detect and phase detect. But none of that matters right now, because we're going to take a look at my high standard Victor. Well, a lot of you guys younger guys are not going to know anything about high standard pistols, but they were the cat's meow back in the World War II years, the 50s, and the 1960s. This guy here came out in 1962, and there's the Victor designation right here. Hope you can see that. But they mimic the controls somewhat of the 1911, and so you got the safety right here. And by the way, we have no magazine, no ammo, but the slide release is actually here. And once you get your hands on a Victor and you feel it, the precision, the heft, it weighs 40 ounces. My goodness, it is quite the pistol, and extremely accurate. Now, in my heyday, I could shoot it reasonably well, but I was never a great pistolero. But I don't know, we're going to shoot it today for the first time on camera for me. And so you're going to get to see me shoot this guy for the first time. We just haven't done much pistol content. I've been so involved in other vintage long guns and lever guns, and I've left some really nice firearms behind, like this Victor, which goes back to my years. I bought this in the mid to late 70s at Southwest Guns in Houston, and I was a brand new air traffic controller back in those days, and rolling in the dough is my first real job after the military. And I bought this guy thinking it was new, took it home, and I cleaned the gun with some solvent, and all the bluing came off of the vent rib. And so I sent it back to High Standard, and they informed me that it was made in 1964, and it wasn't new, but they went ahead and replaced the rib anyway, and that included both the front and rear sight, which makes one thing that makes this pistol so nice. But anyway, I'm talking way too much, and so let's load this guy up and see if I can hit that dueling tree. I'm really challenging my my pride here, but let's shoot anyway. Like I said, I'm no great pistolero, and we're at what? We're at 10 yards, so I should do better than that. I really need to practice more, because I know a lot of you guys, almost all of you guys, shoot pistols, and I love pistols, but with YouTube, it has really changed the way that I shoot. Just trying to make content for my loyal watchers. So anyway, let's shoot another magazine, because that is so much fun. But I'm gonna have to load this one up. And what else can I say about the Victor, other than it's just been a joy to shoot. And there was a time when I would sit at the house and hang targets on the fence, and at about 50 yards, small targets, and with the rest, man, I could ding those little targets at 50 yards all day long with the Victor, because it is that accurate. Now, this pistol is getting a little long in the tooth. It probably has, well, certainly has thousands of rounds through it, but it still shoots like a dream. And the trigger pull, again, I need to get me a trigger pull gauge, because the trigger on this one is just about as sweet as they come. In fact, let's see if I can do this. Well, I hope you got to see that the trigger reset. It's almost indiscernible. It's so short. But what a fine pistol! And I'm going to set up some targets real quick, and we're going to shoot a couple of groups just to see what we can do here at 10 yards. I promise we're not going to drag this out, because I know you don't care much for that. And by the way, I brought out the mystery box, because in the mystery video that you'll never get to see yesterday, I was doing all this lead up with something hiding in the mystery box, and it was how we were going to feed the deer, and so that played a big role in the video that was going to release this morning, and so anyway, and that what was in the box was going to feed the deer. But I'm going to play that video for you at the end. At the end, we'll just wrap up with some really nice. And you know what kind of content that I do towards the end of my videos, and so you can imagine. But it's going to rain. It's going to rain like crazy. It'll be worth watching. But anyway, let me set up a couple of targets here, and we'll shoot a few groups. I'm going to use a rest because I want to show you guys. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you what kind of accuracy the Victor is capable of. So let me get set up for that. By the way, it does have kind of a strange-looking magazine and magazine release. And I've got an empty mag here, and I'll show you. But here's the magazine release right here. And so to get the magazine out, you just have to pull forward on that ring. And there is an aftermarket magazine. I think that's an aftermarket. My son bought me these. Anyway, let me get another magazine loaded up. And we'll shoot a couple of groups here. And see what... Not only what the pistol can do, but more importantly, what can Grandpa do? So let's get shooting. Or as Jerry says, let's get some. Okay, I stepped that really hard. That was 14 steps. And there's a 3/4 inch group. And this one I was getting a little bit tired, but that's about a 1 inch group. And so that's just what the Victor is capable of in the hands of a kind of a office prime shooter. But I'll tell you what, we're going to start shooting the pistols more here than we have done in the past because it's fun. And so we've got my son's got a Smith & Wesson competitor to the Victor, and we'll break that guy out and shoot it, maybe do a head-to-head at some point. But let's set up some reactive targets real quick, and then I'm going to roll in the footage for feeding the deer. And so let me set up some blast soda for the high standard Victor. Blast soda. Okay, here we go. We got nine cans, 10 shots in the magazine. Hopefully I'll only miss once. But anyway, with one camera, this is all we can do. That one didn't even make a splash. How about that? So let me roll in that footage now where we fed the deer. Now, to what really matters, we are going to feed the deer, and you know they like corn. Well, we're going to do a little untraditional corn, and sure enough, we've got some white hominy, which is essentially corn. And if you're worried about the deer, this stuff is good until October of 2022. And so we're going to shoot 2 cans of this, and one is going to be with the 170 grain 30-30 round, and the other is going to be with the 200 grain 35 Remington round. Hey, I just want to say thanks, guys. Sorry the video didn't get out this morning at 4:30 like it normally does, but I hope it was interesting, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.